They come by the thousands every summer. 300,000 people, in fact, trek up and down Trail 6 during the busy 4-month beach season. Some, if not all of them, will visit the outhouse at the top of the infamous Wreck Beach Trail or the portable toilets closer to the beach.
The facilities that were there were about 20 years old, and so we needed to update those facilities and make sure they were up to modern standards.
The decision by Metro Vancouver to go ahead with the Wreck Beach toilet replacement project at Pacific Spirit Regional Park led to this unusual sight early one rainy morning in June of 2012.
And it was central to the construction theme that a large portion of the construction could be done off-site and brought in by a barge, which is the same technique that Metro had been using to pump out the existing toilet facilities. I think the barge comes from Horseshoe Bay, drops a drawbridge-like element, and there was a temporary access made across that beach to bring in the various construction components.
Bringing materials in by barge was the only alternative to putting in a temporary road to the beach, something that neither Metro Vancouver nor the beach's users wanted to see.
Planning the toilets was a little bit controversial because the beach community has always worked very closely with Metro Vancouver in the management of the site. And so any changes that come to the beach are things that we like to work with the community very closely on. They always have an opinion and we want to hear it.
It was about a year and a half ago when they brought in architects with possible ideas and designs. They were willing to listen, and within a short time they came back with an actual model with what you're seeing behind me.
The public consultation process took about 18 months, and during that time the design of the new toilets changed dramatically.
I think really the end result is nothing like what the original proposals were, and it was all a reaction to the user's input. The original design was a 9-hole facility located where that farm of plastic houses are now, up on the bench high above the beach. It was also a really cool design, we thought, but the presence of a building-like structure seemed to rub nerves.
Instead, the final design called for small circular buildings, 4 together in one cluster at the beach and 2 at the top of the trail.
All right, well that'll be great. It's going to look great when it's done.
Yeah, sure.
Originally, they were dispersed across the beach in a number of locations, including out towards where the log booms are. I think that was definitely one of the feelings of the user groups, that it would be better to clump them together.
The toilet stalls are an example of what's known as CEPTED, crime prevention through environmental design. The stalls aren't totally enclosed so as to discourage inappropriate use. They're too heavy to tip over, and their design generally discourages vandalism. The open concept also improves airflow, while tall stacks direct gases away from the stalls.
The round design that we developed with public input, we feel is reminiscent of the beach logs on the beach. They're a big part of the character of the beach, and so we're really happy to capture that. We feel that it is going to blend really well with the natural environment. We're doing extensive planting of native vegetation to make sure that it is not too visible from the beach, so it's not going to be obtrusive.
The units at the top have 2 stalls, while those on the beach have 3. The tanks will handle triple the volume of the previous ones, which means the rather expensive task of pumping them out will be reduced from 5 or 6 times a year to 1 or 2, a potential savings of as much as $100,000 annually.
I think it looks great. It's going to get high usage, it will blend in, the shape is unique, and I think nature will start to cover them with lichen and moss pretty quickly in our damp climate.
The design that we developed with public input is something that we're really happy with. We feel that it meets the needs of the site, both in terms of the volume of use, but also fitting into the natural setting.